Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone on the call. It is great to have you join us today. Happy New Month to everyone and happy independence to Nigeria. It's our 65th independence. It is great to be alive and we thank God that have kept us thus far. Welcome to this webinar, the 19th edition of our webinar series. We'll look at the purpose of the training. Why are we here? The essence of today's webinar is to help individuals and family identify emotional wounds, to equip participants with practical tools for healing and healthy communication, to restore peace, trust, and harmony in the home and society. Learning objectives at the end of this webinar. We expect participants to be able to recognize common causes of emotional hurt in the home, in the workplace, and in the society at large. We expect participants to have an understanding of the impact of unresolved emotional pain in their relationship. Participants should be able to apply healthy coping strategies and communication skills. We should be able to practice forgiveness and conflict resolution techniques. Finally, we should be able to build resilience and foster a loving, supportive home environment. Now, I'm sure this picture on our screen is not an unfamiliar face. Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, that was recently assassinated in the United States of America. We have the other picture, Tim Allen. Tim Allen is a renowned actor and comedian in USA. Now, I came across this story. It was very unique and striking. Tim Allen's 60-year journey to forgiveness. In his words, I forgive the man who killed my father. According to him, Erika Kirk's word to the man accused of killing her husband finally healed a wound that only that time could not heal. According to him, Tim Allen was moved when he heard Erika saying, that man, that young man that killed my husband, I forgive him. Tim Allen lost his father when he was quite young, about 11 years of age. And he had this hatred for the man that killed his dad. He was thinking as he grows older, he will be able to overcome that shock. But at 60 years of age, 60 years after the incident, he was still hurt emotionally. He was healed the day he heard Erika saying, I forgive the man that killed my husband. That word from her brought healing to him. Time could not heal the wound. Time could not enable him overcome the hurt he felt. But an encounter with someone else that had high self-esteem brought about healing his way. Tori almost said, healing takes courage, and we all have courage, even if we have to dig a little to find it. In the words of Joyce Meyer, don't let your past wound make you afraid of the future. An unknown author, let it hurt, let it heal, and let it go. Let it hurt, allow it to heal, and allow it to go. Finally, on our opening quote, emotional pain is not something that should be hidden away and never spoken about. There's truth in your pain, there's growth in your pain, and there's hope in your pain. This brings us to definition of terms. When we speak about emotions, emotions are complex. They are not quite simple. They are complex psychological and physiological responses to internal or external stimuli. They involve subjective feelings, bodily changes, but we must understand the fact that emotions are subject to our perception. We react based on how we perceive. We react based on the understanding we ascribe to a particular statement, action, or event. Emotions are the mind's and body's natural responses to what we experience. Our thoughts, our decisions, our actions are subject to our emotions. So when people act part time, we must understand that the foundation of their action, the foundation of their statement is based on the understanding they have about what may have happened. Now, let's consider a very practical definition for emotion. Generally speaking, emotions are the feelings we experience, like joy, anger, fear, sadness. And these feelings, they shape the way we think, they shape the way we conclude about ourselves, and they shape the way we relate with other persons around us. It is very critical we have an understanding of the types of emotion. We have happy, we have sad, angry, surprised, scared, disgusted. It is great we are able to clearly explain how we feel. It is great and very crucial we are able to actually express our feelings per time. Having talked about emotion, let's look at the hurt. There's this scientific definition of hurt. There's this psychological definition of hurt. And there's the everyday definition of hurt. But permit me to quickly try to create a distinction between hurt and pain. Usually, we tend to use pain for hurt and hurt for pain. Clearly, pain refers to a physical sensation. Pain is physical, discomfort, ache, suffering. While hurt, on the other hand, hurt can be referred to both physical and emotional. Pain is restricted to physical sensation, but hurt can be physical and emotional distress, feeling upset, feeling offended, and it is generated by our understanding of what we conclude events are. When we feel we've been injured, when we feel we've been rejected, when we feel we've been betrayed, when we feel there are some things that we are entitled to, that we are unable to achieve, we are unable to receive, there may be this physical or emotional dissatisfaction that may lead to being hurt. Now, basically, we must understand that emotional hurt is our own understanding of an issue. It may be intentional, it may not be intentional. There are some hurt we sustain based on our interpretation of what the other person is saying, what the other person is doing. It may be accurate or not correct. It is strictly a function of our perception. So when dealing with people, we should be careful to make sure that they have a great understanding of our intentions. I did a little research and I came up with some global scholars, what they did, their work that has to do with explaining emotional hurt. Lazarus RS in 1991 did a research on cognitive appraisal theory of emotions. Larry Etter in 1998 did a study on relational devaluation model. Vangelisti 2001 did a research on communication and hurtful messages. Fernie 2004 did a research on attachment and hurt. Hardecker 2019 did a research on the distinctive constitution of feeling hurt. Larry and Springer in 2001 did a research on social and workplace context. In all of their study, in all of their research, permit me to summarize it into a practical and relational definition. Emotional health from the studies of these great global scholars is the experience that arises when when an individual perceives they have been unfairly devalued, when an individual perceives they have been wronged, when an individual perceived they have been rejected. It is purely based on perception, and perception may be defective, perception may be accurate, or it may not be accurate. Emotional health is based on perception. It produces emotional responses such as sadness, vulnerability, or anger, and this will lead to behavioral moves. We must understand that everyone does not react to hurt the same way based on our personality type, based on our disposition per time. Some persons, when they're emotionally hurt, may decide to withdraw. Others may begin to blame themselves, begin to attack themselves. Others may have this external aggression towards the source of the hurt. What are emotional hurts? They are deep wounds that are caused by words, actions, or neglect. Primarily, emotional hurts are caused by words or actions. Remember, we have stated these words may be direct or indirect. The persons that are causing this hurt may be doing it willfully or unconsciously. So when we are speaking, when we are dealing with persons, we must be discreet enough to accurately communicate our intentions. There's the possibility that what we mean may be different from what we are communicating. Permit me to use the word what I ordered versus what I got. So when there's a misunderstanding, another person can feel emotionally hurt. It is invisible. You cannot, hurt is not tangible, but it can affect our mental health. It can affect our self-esteem, and it can affect our relationship, both interpersonal relationship and intrapersonal relationship. Now, I want to quickly look at common causes of emotional hurt. We have relationships and interpersonal issues. When trust is betrayed, when there's rejection, when there's abandonment or neglect, when there's constant criticism or judgment, when there's lack of appreciation or recognition, emotional hurt may set in under relationship and interpersonal issues. When we have unresolved conflicts within our families, within our colleagues at work, within friends, it may lead to emotional hurt. Another source of emotional hurt is family and childhood experiences, parental neglect, a lack of affection from parents and authority figures. When there's a form of unhealthy comparison in the home, when we have experienced so much harsh discipline, abuse from relative parents, it may lead to emotional hurt. When an individual suffers loss of a parent, it can lead to emotional hurt. Growing up under a single parent, some persons are able to weather the storm, but others may not be skillful enough to weather the storm. Unrealistic expectations or pressure to achieve may lead to emotional hurt. Now, within the workplace and professional life, job loss can lead to emotional hurt. Demotion can lead to emotional hurt. Bullying or harassment can lead to emotional hurt. High stress can lead to emotional hurt. When we are unable to galvanize the needed support from our team members, it may lead to emotional hurt. Loss and life transition, death of a loved one, divorce or separation, friendship breakdown. When we lose a very valued relationship, it can lead to emotional hurt. There have been stories of several persons making attempts to end their life just because someone walked out of their lives. Retirement or loss of identity tied to a specific role, function, or responsibility may lead to emotional hurt. Low self-esteem on a personal angle, failure to achieve personal goals, comparing ourselves with others, feeling misunderstood, or not having the opportunity to express ourselves when we want or the way we so choose may lead to emotional hurt. There are social and cultural factors, discrimination, prejudice, or exclusion can lead to emotional hurt. There are many persons, when they find themselves in a locality that they do not understand the local dialect, they may be discriminated against. It can lead to emotional stigmatization. Stigma is like a label, social construct, a perception of someone which may be right or wrong. Each and every one of these and many more can lead to emotional hurt. I want to create. If you are not on the call, please. Thank you so much. Permit me to crave your indulgence. Feel free to pop on the chat box other causes of emotional hurt, other things that may lead to emotional hurt. Thank you. We appreciate you. What are the effects of emotional hurt? We just want to lay this foundation while we make strategic progress to the main issue of the day. What does emotional hurt lead to? What does it affect? It affects individuals psychologically and emotionally. It can lead to low self-esteem, low self-worth. Some persons have very deformed perception of themselves. They don't have self-confidence. They're always depressed and sad. Some persons, they feel insecure, always anxious. There are some individuals, they are naturally angry. These may be effects of emotional hurt. And permit me to say at this juncture, some persons are emotionally hurt and they are not even aware of it. The effect of emotional hurt can be emotional withdrawal. Individuals may choose to shut down or avoid closeness just to protect themselves. Another impact of emotional hurt can be categorized into cognitive effects, negative thinking patterns. There are some persons, it is natural for them to think negatively. It is just so easy for them to be pessimist. They think increased self-blame, distorted beliefs. They feel they are not good enough. When persons are emotionally hurt, it is difficult to concentrate on things. If they are preparing for exams, it is difficult. In their place of work, productivity drops. Concentration is not that easy when we are passing through emotional hurt. Over generalization, it becomes so easy that the hurt from one situation may make an individual have trust issues with other persons, even in areas of life that is not originally connected to where the hurt came from. People that are emotionally hurt may adopt avoidance of relationship. They may be afraid that what may have happened in time past will reoccur again. They may be aggressive and defensive. It may affect their performance, and they may take solace in risky coping mechanisms like substance abuse, yielding to negative peer pressure, coming up with vices that they were not even disposed to initially. All these and many more are effects of emotional hurt. Stress related symptoms, headache, fatigue, emotional hurt can negatively affect our immune system. In critical cases, it can lead to insomnia, nightmares, or excessive sleep. Just for emphasis, in terms of relationship, in terms of social effects, emotional hurt can lead to strained relationship. It erodes trust, erodes intimacy. Best of friends now do not want to see themselves again. Those persons that were very close because of hurt, they may begin to spill secrets they want to hear sacred. Breakdown in communication. It is difficult to maintain communication when you are emotionally hurt, and you may just want to take solace in yourself being alone. Isolation. At the long run, emotional scars, trauma, unresolved hurt can evolve into deep psychological wounds. Unresolved hurt may lead to difficulty in forming healthy attachment. It is looking at it in the family circle, when we may have gone through an unpalatable experience with an individual in time past and someone else walks into our life, we may easily read meaning to what they are doing now based on how we have been treated in time past. An individual that is hurt emotionally and that hurt has lingered over a period of time may now begin to hurt others unintentionally. His or her life has been structured in a way that they see that it as a norm. Emotional hurt can lead to reduced overall well-being. It can have negative toll on our happiness, resilience, and satisfaction in life. Now, let's try to juxtapose between the immediate effect of emotional hurt and long-term effect when not checked properly. Immediate sadness, anger, anxiety, low self-esteem, overthinking, withdraw from others, physical stress symptoms, even when they may not carry out a very tasking job, they discover that they are always feeling stress. It may be an effect of emotional hurt. Long-term effect, emotional scars. When they have been exposed to emotional hurt for a long period of time, you know what a scar is. We know how physical scars are. Now, this is emotional scar, very unpleasing. Depression or chronic anxiety, difficulty forming a healthy relationship, social isolation or mistrust. Now, please, I want us to quickly do this. I hope I'm still audible. Please confirm you can hear me and we are still together. Can I get confirmation?
Yes, we can. We
We're
can hear
Thank
hearing
you.
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 Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Worship. I'm grateful. Now, let's quickly do this self-reflection activity. It is an activity for true or false. Now, please let us consider these questions and take them one by one. Question number one: ignoring emotional hurts will make it disappear with time. True or false?
False.
Okay, thank you. Number two, expressing emotions in a healthy way can help in overcoming emotional pain. True or false?
True.
Thank you. Forgiveness is only for the benefit of the person who hurts you. Is it true or false?
I think it's true.
It's false.
Okay. That is the beauty of individual difference. Forgiveness actually benefits you. It benefits you first before the other person. You don't forgive because of others. You forgive so that you can feel better and move on easily. Thanks to everyone. Now, seeking support from trusted people can speed up emotional healing. True or false?
True.
Thank you. Now, everyone heals from emotional hurt at the same pace. True or false?
False.
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 Thank you for false. Based on our values, based on our support system, based on our environment. Some persons, it was quite easy for them to come out of some difficult issues. For others, it may not be so easy. We must learn to be patient with ourselves. Number six, holding on to resentments can drain your emotional and physical energy. True or false?
False.
True.
True.
True, true.
True.
Number seven, yes, true. Thank you, sir. It is a sign of weakness to admit you are emotionally hurt. True or false?
False.
False.
False. False.
Thank you. Now, being emotionally hurt once means you will never fully trust again. True or false?
False.
False.
False. Some
False.
person will tell you once beaten, twice shy. I can never trust again. But we must understand that there's a need to pick up ourselves from the dust and move forward, especially in issues where the persons that may hurt you may not even be aware that you have been hurt. It happens at times. Thank you so much. Number nine, talking to a professional, counselor, therapist, coach can provide practical tools for healing. True or false?
True.
True.
Very true. In some establishment, they have the counselors. Now, everybody that walks into the hospital, people think they are sick. Not everybody that goes to the hospital is sick. Now, we must be able to understand what we can handle and what we cannot handle. So, when we are faced with issues that are beyond our scope, it is critical we seek professional help. We live in a society where people feel what worked for me should also work for you the way it worked for me. We are different. We are not the same. We are unique. So we must understand that when we can no longer handle the issues, there must be persons that we trust that we can reach out to. Number 10, choosing to let go of emotional hurt is an intentional process, not just a natural event. True or false?
True.
True. True.
True. It is intentional.
Healing is intentional. Recovery is intentional. We can't just leave ourselves and expect things to go by with time. Remember the story we shared quite early. A young man at the age of 11 saw someone kill his dad. And after 60 years, he was still angry. Time does not necessarily heal our wounds. Time may not deliberately or directly heal our hurts, but the actions we take over time determines if our hurt will be healed, if we will recover, or if we will remain vulnerable. Number 11, comparing your healing journey to others can slow down your progress. True or false?
True.
True.
Thank you. Number 12, gratitude and positive focus can play a role in overcoming hurt. True or false?
True.
Now,
True.
recognize. Thank you. True. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Recognizing your own triggers that are peculiar to you, can help you prevent hurt in the same way again. True or false?
False.
True.
Beautiful. I love the combined answer. Now, this is what we are looking at. Many times we have been hurt. And you see some persons in my place of work, we've handled some cases. The hurt repeats itself over and over again. You now ask yourself, what were you thinking? You felt victim once. You felt victim the second time, the third time, the fourth time. What were you thinking? Now, we must understand that triggers are peculiar. What makes me vulnerable may not make you vulnerable. So we must be able to understand ourselves. Emotional intelligence comes in, self-awareness, and an understanding of the people you are dealing with. We must understand what are the things that makes me vulnerable, that makes me susceptible to being hurt. When we understand it, then we are on our path to recovery. Now, number 14, healing from emotional hurts allows you to build healthier relationship in the future. True or false?
True.
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 Thank you. Permit me to say this at this juncture. Some persons are living their lives in arrears. Others are living their lives in advance. Many persons are stuck. They are getting older by the day. Every year we celebrate Nigeria is 65 years old today. But increase in years does not actually translate to increase in value. Some persons are getting older, but psychologically they are stagnant because they've refused to let go where they are coming from. How do we know we are having issues with hurt? How do we know we've not been able to resolve, we've not been able to come out of the trauma we've gone through? Frequent anger, when we get angry easily, when we get bitter easily, it may be a sign that there are issues that have been left unhurt. When it is difficult to trust people, when we find it difficult to make new relationships, when we always rely and refer to what have happened in the past, when we feel emotionally numbed and discharged, when it is so easy to avoid people, we are always avoiding people. We just want to be on our own. When we use unhealthy coping mechanisms, giving into addiction just to get ourselves going, when we struggle to forgive, some persons can tell you who offended them 4 years ago. They can tell you the day. They can tell you the time. They can accurately narrate and describe the persons and the scenario that led to that. When it is so easy, you are skillful in holding grudges. When someone is always self-blaming himself, always taking guilt for what may have happened, when an individual is prone to negative self-talk, nothing can come out of me. I cannot do it. You're always speaking down on yourself. Now, all these may be symptoms that there are issues we have not yet attended to. Until those issues are attended to, we cannot make strategic progress. How do we know we have been able to overcome emotional hurts? When we can speak about past events without that intense pain we once had while we were going through it. It doesn't mean the pain may not come, but when it's not as intense as it used to be, when it is quite easy for us to forgive, when we are discreet in trusting, when we are free from guilt tripping, when we are able to learn from our experiences, when we find it quite easy to have compassion and empathy on ourselves and others, it is a sign that we are getting healed, or we have eventually become fully recovered from emotional hurt. Please permit me to dwell more on this. Showing compassion and empathy to others and to yourself. There are some individuals, it is quite easy for them to show empathy to others. They can be compassionate towards others, yet they are not compassionate to themselves. They don't show themselves love. Somebody once said, it didn't make too much sense to me. The person said, the best way to take care of those you love is to take care of yourself. Now, when I had it, it didn't make so much sense to me as at that time. But later, the meaning became very clear. The best way to show care and love to those around you is to show care and love to yourself. You need to be healthy to assist others to be healthy. Many persons, they exhaust themselves, they make themselves vulnerable just because they want to make others happy. At the end of the day, they based on the carelessness and exposures they've had, it may lead to issues that they may find it difficult to recover from. Please, the best way to show care to others is to take good care of yourself. In my local parlance, we have this language, obiomolebai. A mother that is feeding the child will also have to eat. If the mother refuses to eat, it may be difficult for her to have the strength to feed the child. Overcoming emotional hurt, we must acknowledge the truth. Acknowledge the hurt. Denial is deceptive. Acknowledge the hurt. Acceptance is the first step towards healing. Denial prolongs the pain. We may sweep it under the carpet. We may put on good clothes, look attractive outside. But when we refuse to acknowledge it, we are allowing it to become compound. So one of the first things to do in overcoming emotional hurt is to acknowledge it. Then express your feelings in a healthy way. Many persons, I want to express myself. I want to express myself. It is not enough to express yourself, but it is critical to express yourself in a healthy way, in an assertive way, not in an aggressive way, not in a healthy way. Avoid blame language. When you're emotionally hurt, it is not time to start looking for who is at fault. When you're emotionally hurt, it is not time to start asking questions that will not take you out of the issue. It is not time to become a psychologist or an archaeologist. You start digging down. Avoid blame. When you begin to apportion blame, you may not be able to come to terms with the issues on ground and how to move forward. Develop empathy. Develop empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of other persons. Somebody said, give excuse for others. When you may have been hurt by people, in some cases, you may just need to give excuse for them. The truth is, you matter most, you matter more than those people at that time. Once you are hurt, you become the primary object of your focus I'm not the person that hurts you. When you keep focusing on the source of the hurt, the object of the hurt, that pain, that hurt begins to increase, expand, and can become complex. Forgive. Forgiveness is both personal, internal, and external. Many persons, they find it difficult to forgive others. Other persons, they find it difficult to forgive themselves. We must come up with strategic ways of forgiveness. Now, when you are being hurt intentionally, when people hurt you intentionally, they are fully conscious of what they are doing. I had a news of a girl, a young girl. She said 4 years ago she was raped. She became pregnant and she told herself, I will not take out this baby. Someone in the United States of America, she refused to abort the baby. She too went through the entire process and she gave birth to a son. And in a public gathering, she came up. They were talking about being hurt, pains that they have gone through. And she came up and said, 4 years ago, I was raped. I became pregnant. I refused to abort the child. And this is my son. He is 4 years old. Everybody, they were looking. Guess what she said? I was raped by my father. When she said that, the atmosphere changed. She was raped by her father. Imagine the pains that she had gone through. Imagine all the processes she may have been exposed to. The fact that she could come up in the midst of over 1,000 persons. She spoke with clarity. She spoke with conviction. Shows that she did not only forgive the father, she also forgave herself. We must practice forgiveness. When we know how to forgive others and we do not forgive ourselves, we may not be able to recover fully. When we forgive ourselves and we do not forgive others, we may not be able to recover fully. The fact that we have issues with people doesn't mean they are our enemies. If we have a conversation today that escalates and leads to other issues, doesn't mean we are mortal enemies. We must take the process of forgiveness critical. And there's a school of thought that says, write a forgiveness letter. You may not send it to the person. They may just write it and keep it. There's a way what we read helps us to rewire our mind. There's a way what we read, what we expose ourselves to, helps us to reset our personality. Forgive critical. But when we forgive, it doesn't mean that we do it without wisdom. Wisdom sets in, enabling us to set barriers, set boundaries. It is not so bad to fall, but when we keep on falling at the same spot, it becomes, there's cause for alarm. We can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result or outcome. So it is critical we set boundaries. We communicate to people respectfully what we consider being acceptable and what we feel is unacceptable to us. Very critical. In doing this, we are not aggressive, we are not passive, but we are assertive in nature. Ability to set boundaries, ability to build trust again. No man is an island. No man can succeed as an individual. When we are unable to trust people, when we build a tower of barbed around us, there's a limit to which we can succeed. Whether we like it or not, time comes where we need to interface with people. We need to interact with people. We must be strategic in knowing how to rebuild trust again. Trust with understanding. Trust with a better picture of who we are. Someone said, be sure to test your words before you spit them out. Great participants, Words can heal. Words can hurt. We may find ourselves in a position where we need to assist others in recovering from emotional hurt. It is apt we listen attentively. It is critical we give them full attention. Many people are hurting, you may not know, right there in your family, right there in your place of work, right under your nose. People are hurting. Your colleague at work may be hurting. They may need opportunity to ventilate. Give full attention. And when they are speaking to you, do not interrupt. Let them air their mind. Appreciate small effort in assisting people to heal from emotional hurt. It is great we look for the good in the issue. No matter how bad a thing is, no matter how bad the situation is, there must be something good in it. There may be a light at the end of the tunnel. So it may be great we de-emphasize the evil things that may have happened and amplify the good thing that is happening or the good thing that will happen. There may be 10 things that are bad in the issue and just one that is good. Help them to focus on that which is good, to give them a positive mindset. In some cases, there may be need to create a safe space. There may be need to create a safe space. The source of the emotional hurt may be from the environment that they are in, toxic atmosphere. We need to create safe space now. In the words of Tamara Coolish said, if you never heal from what hurts you, you will bleed on people who did not cut you. Permit me to take that again. If you never heal from what hurts you, you may bleed on people who did not cut you. Now, strategies for building resilience, overcoming emotional hurt must be powered by resilience, strengthened emotional awareness. We must be able to name our feelings per time. We must be able to express ourselves per time. We must be able to comport ourselves to be able to name the issue. Assisting people build resilience, listening without judging, encourage journaling. Some persons, it becomes so easy for them to start writing when they are hurt. Writing takes away the guilt. Writing will take away the pain. Many stories, many novels that are bestsellers today were written detailing experiences, painful experiences of people, and out of their pain, they became famous, and today they are happy for it. Develop a healthy coping skills. When we are emotionally hurt, we become vulnerable and susceptible to vices that may not harness our potentials. Some persons are in the school of thoughts, deep breathing, prayer, meditation, positive self-talk, constructive outlets, mixing with people that can encourage you to move forward in life. Shared ritual. Some persons, they may leave their homes and decide to stay with a relative. Encouraging teamwork. Showing appreciation for one another regularly can help people come out of issues. Now, we must understand in our homes, in our places of work, we should try to check on ourselves regularly. We should try to look out for each other. Life is a collaborative effort. There's nothing that anyone will do today that he will be able to do it without the effort of others. Teamwork is critical. Strategies for building resilience. View challenges as opportunities for learning. Challenges should not break us down, but we should be resilient enough to know that winners never quit and quitters never win. Celebrate efforts and not just results. Over time, we may not be able to achieve the anticipated result, but don't forget the effort that you imputed in that process should be appreciated. Many successes have stories of series of failures. Appreciate effort, not just results. Be grateful for the effort you put in and see failures as stepping stones and not just failure in itself. There's a school of thought that believes in what they call resilience jar. It talks about writing notes, writing positive notes, positive quotes. There are some persons when they are down, they have things they put around their houses, quotes that when they look at, it stimulates them. When they wake up in the morning, as they raise up their head, there's a quote on the wall, something that helps them have a lifted spirit. Journaling, very great. Regular meeting time. It is good to have regular checking, weekly check-ins. Identify with support groups. Identify with persons of your profession that can help you move forward in life. Create fun. Go out and have. Now, traveling is part of education. You may just need to change your location for a while. Go out for games. Go out for recreational activities. Practice gratefulness. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you don't have. Be grateful for what you have been through. Because some persons that have gone through similar situations may not be alive to tell this story. Now, there are so many news that we hear every day. It may not be so sensitive to bring some information your way based on the things that are happening. Let's be grateful, no matter the loss we may have suffered, no matter the hurt we may have been through, no matter the journey of pain we have been through. We should be grateful that we are where we are. Many lost their lives, many suffered irreplaceable loss, but we are grateful we are still alive.
No, I agree. Any good can come out of that thing.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Affirmation code, saying something positive about yourself and others.
No, exposed. Sharing exposed. Social media.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're wrapping up. It has been said that when the lizard falls from the tree and no one praises him, it praises itself. Say something positive about yourself and always find something positive to say about others. Create a vision board. It is more efficient when we think on paper than when we think in our head. You ask some persons, what are your plans in the next 4 years? They will start looking. They wake up and live by the day. There must be something that you are focusing on. When you have a very strong focus, it becomes difficult to be frustrated easily. When you have a weak focus, it becomes easy for you to be frustrated. When we have a strong focus, it is difficult to be frustrated. You see some persons, because they know what they are chasing, because they know what they are doing, because they know where they are going to, it is difficult to be moved by side talks. While there are some persons that are easily affected by side talks, create a vision board. What is your target? What are you striving towards? What are you working at? And when you achieve a goal, be rest assured that any goal achieved becomes a springboard for another goal. Life is a journey, not a destination. The way people react to things makes it very easy for us to confirm if they actually have a goal or not. So write your vision board. Know what you are chasing. Galvanize your resources towards what you are targeting. Long-term benefits of emotional resilience: improved unity and trust. It builds confidence. It reduces conflict. People that are focused find it difficult to have issues with others. They find it easy to apologize. They find it easy to move on. Being resilient does not mean that you are avoiding problems. It means you are facing them with courage, adaptability, and compassion. When we are courageous, when we have good adaptive skills, when we are compassionate, it becomes very great for us and easier for us to recover from emotional hurts. When we practice resilience daily, not weekly, not monthly, we must be able to practice resilience on a daily basis. It creates a strong foundation for lasting emotional health. When we are emotionally unhealthy, it doesn't matter the money we have, it doesn't matter our achievements, we will not enjoy it. New mindset gives way to new results. So when we have issues coping with some critical areas in our lives, we must understand that there's the need to have new mindset. Go for a training, look for available training, attend a training, go for a course. We live in a world where it is so easy to feed our stomach and it is difficult to feed our minds. People spend so much money eating. It is not bad to eat. I'm simply saying that we must invest in our minds. The day we stop learning, we start dying. No knowledge is too much. New mindset creates new results. So when we are having difficulty in coping with some issues, it simply means there's new information that we need to go out for to be able to achieve a renewed mindset. Highly esteemed participants, as we draw a curtain into this webinar, we must have what we call personal healing plan. Somebody said, when you live a life expecting no hurt, it will be difficult for you to recover from hurt. Expect that people will expect that people.
The President of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, Big Brother, and my.
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir. Expect to be hurt. So develop personal healing plan. You must be able to understand. No, when you go to a medical center, a hospital, and you give them, oh, these are the signs I'm seeing, these are the symptoms I'm feeling, they may say, okay, go run a test. Let's understand what the issues are and know which medication is appropriate for you. We must have a personal healing plan that we have tested over a period of time that works best for us. Now identify a hurt and start dealing with it. Many persons have gone through a lot of issues. You may not be able to arrest them at a go. So we need to start taking them one after the other, handling them one after the other, and commit ourselves to a healing activity. By way of evaluation, I want to believe that we got one or two insights. I want to believe we will start practicing these insights from our homes. I want to believe that when we see challenges, we will look for opportunities in the challenges. Somebody said, every problem has a solution in it. Highly esteemed participants, thank you for your time. And at this juncture, we'll take our closing quotes and we'll use the next few minutes to entertain observations, questions, and additions from people. David Rossi says, scars remind us where we have been, but they do not have to dictate where we are going to.
But they don't have
to
dictate.
The wound is a place where the light enters you. Oprah Winfrey said, turn your wounds into wisdom. Sigmund Freud, unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will comfort later in uglier ways. This brings us to the end of this webinar, Overcoming Emotional Hurts. I want to thank you especially for your undivided attention. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This leaves us with comments, questions, contributions. Thank you for your time. Once again, happy New Month and happy independence to Nigeria. So please feel free to unmute and let's hear from you, please. Thank you.
You are a great man, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for that resplendent delivery. Thank you for reminding us that life may not be always smooth and how to deal with hurts. Thank you. Thank you. I've learned a lot from the presentation. It's important for us to forgive ourselves and forgive others. It's also important to use the I message. Instead of talking about you, let's express the way we feel about it. In the palace of meditation, we are told that impressions that are not expressed lead to depression. So one of those quotes talks about the fact that if you do not express, you bury it, and they come out again. You must be able to convert stumbling blocks into stepping stones. There are a lot of people around us who may not love us genuinely. So forgive, like you said, we need to be cautious, very careful. Because if somebody steps on me and they say sorry, once I see him coming next time, I need to remove my leg and not be watching if he's going to step on me or not. Once again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much for these words and nuggets of wisdom. You are a great man. And I celebrate you exceedingly, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for finding time to join us despite your very tight and busy schedule. We appreciate you, sir. Your
Hello?
worship, yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yes. Mr. Samuel Osae, you have done well. We have learned today that we have to deal with our emotional hurts in a healthy manner. You have done well and we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate your worship. Thank you. That is my deputy director.
Good evening, amazing Mr. Sam, and good evening, everyone on the call.
Your Excellency.
Thank you so much for this. This webinar is refreshing, and I am very sure that everyone on this call must have learned one thing or the other. For me, I've learned a lot, and I've been reminded that life is full of uncertainty, full of hurt. Even if you don't want to hurt somebody and you made up your mind not to hurt somebody will likely hurt you. And it is very important how you react. And I would like to say that everything in life, it is our reaction, it is the meaning we give to something that determines what the reaction will be. For instance, if somebody say you are mad, you can choose to smile and walk away because of the meaning you give to that statement. And if you react the other way, then it may become a disaster. So I think we must all learn how to interpret actions and reactions in a way that we will not hurt ourselves, we will not also hurt others. And for amazing Mr. Sam, thank you so much for this call. I appreciate you.
Your Royal Highness, I appreciate you so much.
Yes, good evening, the great Ambassador Sam. In fact,
Comrade.
I really, I didn't join on time. I was busy, but the little I joined, I really, in fact, it's really refreshing. And I've learned one way that for you to make other people okay, first of all, you must make yourself okay. not putting people's problem at first. First of all, you need to solve your whole self. When you are okay, that is where you can make people okay. So not most time we look at the body of other people around us, the problem they are. We neglect ourselves if we are in pain, trying to solve their problem. I use it to with this. There was a story. There was a matter, something that came up recently for somebody very close to me. In fact, I could not find solution to the problem because why? Even me, I was in distress. I was having some certain issue, but I neglected mine, trying to see how I can sort issues out for them. But at the end of the day, I could not even get the result. But with this your lecture, it forced my mind back to what happened, that since I was not okay, there was no way I could have made them to be okay. So I've learned a lot and I really appreciate you. You are a great man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Comrade Sunny. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Ambassador, good evening.
Your Excellency, sir.
Yeah, I greet every one of you, and that was a great delivery, very impactful, and we've learned a lot from this. These are what they call life learning skills. Of course, we must adapt so that we'll be able to have good relationship with others. Thank you very much for the lecture, and I've learned a lot. Quite all right, and relationship. We have to try to use some of the specific terms that have been used, and we'll be able to make impact, with others. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Excellency, sir.
Yeah.
My big uncle, I'm very grateful, sir.
Thank you.
Honorable Sal, thank you so much for this lecture. It's really very refreshing and it's a reminder to us all that, especially in this era we are now, in this nation, where things are even becoming tougher. So a lot of hurt here and there, but thank God that this evening you've been able to remind us that it's a choice and we should always learn to take the right choice of the kind of reaction we must have to each hurt that comes our way, because it's actually an inevitable thing. So long we are living with somebody, you are not living alone, there must be hurt here and there. But how you react is a choice. Thank you so much. It's really refreshing. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you much more, Your Excellency. Thank you. Please do well to drop your email addresses on the chat. We can share the recordings with participants that are interested to have the recording. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
Sorry, sir, the chat is disabled by you and we can't do anything. They have been trying to write. Thank you very much for this lecture.
My great leader, I appreciate you, leader. Let me quickly work on the chat. So sorry about that.
Yes, it was actually disabled.
Okay. Okay, I think we can try. If you can drop a message now.
We are hurt. Who don't even know that they hurt us. So how we manage our hurts, because we could be punishing ourselves while the other person is not even aware of how we feel and what we're going through. So it's in our interests that we're able to manage our hurts, because we will be hurting ourselves the more if we don't manage it well. Thanks for the delivery. Thanks for the commitment. And you have done this a number of times and it becomes your nature, and we all appreciate you for it. God bless you.
Sawaji, thank you so much. A great pillar to our ADR family. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, sir, Ambassador Gunyon, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When I saw the topic, I expected the house to be full. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not appreciate what you do. Please, I beg of you, never be discouraged. What you are doing is great for this nation. Do not allow anybody despise your youth. Continue the good work. God will continue to sustain you and will lift you up exceedingly. Again, you are a great man, and we all appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't be discouraged, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm very grateful. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for all you do for us. Thank you. We're grateful. Thank you for your messages on the chat box. So we can call it a day. Sincere apologies for the extra minutes we spent. I think it was worthwhile. Once again, happy new month to everyone and happy 65th anniversary to Nigeria. It is forward ever and backward never. Thank you. Thank you. Your worships, my lords, everyone that joined in, your excellencies, thank you for today. I can't thank you less. God bless you all. Thank you.